Well, the royal tour is just days away, and King Charles' first visit to Australia as head of state is reigniting the Republic debate.
For more, we are joined by Associate Editor for the Daily Mirror, Rusty. My last live in the studio, Rusty.
Indeed.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you very much for
Not
having
everyone
me.
gets the promise of a hug from Sed.
He's here in the flesh. Is he real? Is it? Yes,
Just
he's
about.
real.
You normally see me from the waist up, so, you know.
It's so great
Nice to be
see
here in
Nice
full
to see
form.
you.
Yeah.
You're in early. You're preparing for a big week.
Very much. I wanted to say hello, see all the team, faces to names, that sort of thing. But it's going to be a big week. There's a lot of excitement out in the streets. Been meeting a lot of people over the last couple of days, so looking forward to it.
Look, the Republican stuff came up over the weekend. It's absolutely rubbish.
Yeah.
It's dead and buried, the Republican
Yeah.
movement in this country. A better story, I think, is the fact that our state premiers have refused or they're trying to ignore the fact that he's coming.
Yeah.
I personally think that that's shameful.
Well, it's it's a weasel way out.
Yeah.
I think it's not necessarily a big story here. It's a big story back home. I can tell you that because the state premier is using an array of pretty lame excuses. I think that they won't attend the reception in Canberra. Some are saying that they had other engagements to go to. They're a bit too busy to see the king. I mean, this is possibly once in a lifetime opportunity. So, it's a poor show on their part.
Well, especially given what he's been through.
That's right, yeah.
You have to respect that. And whether or not you want him as head of state, I think you can be indifferent to, but he is.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if that is your platform and you are anti-monarchy, then absolutely no problem at all. We saw at the weekend, Charles has said himself through his aides, if certain British realms want to go in different directions, become republics, nobody is going to stand in their way. However, this is a man who's been undergoing cancer treatment for many months. He's dealing with it remarkably well. He's very excited to come down under. So, give him the respect he deserves.
He devotes his life to the public.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
that needs to be respected.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm going to keep going on.
You're
about
very
this.
impassioned about this.
I just think it's lame.
Yeah,
it's so pathetic.
I think given what he's been through, and we know that this is obviously a slimmed-down monarchy that we're facing at the moment, so there are changes there. This trip in itself is much shorter, so the fact that he's even decided to come at all says a lot.
I remember being here in 2018 when we had Harry and Meghan. It was absolutely relentless. It was 21 days. It was all our hours were out of sync. Of course, it's pared down. We've got to protect him from himself, I think. You know, everyone knows Charles is a bit of a workaholic. Read into that what you will, but he would have wanted to do as much as possible. So I think the fact that we are here, that the King and Queen are going to be here, says an awful lot.
It's a big trip for someone who's undergoing cancer treatment as well. You cannot underestimate that. And so, I mean, he has choices to make, and he can decide not to come. And I'm sure doctors may have said, advised slightly against it, but it's a big trip.
Well, even at my young age, Carl, I'm still struggling with the jet lag. But
you wear jet lag really well.
Can't even tell.
Shout out to the makeup artist. But it is going to be a big tour for him. So it's the travel. He's going to do as much as possible, and I think that the feeling on the ground is certainly one of excitement. So I'm sure that will be replicated.
What's the main objective for him? I mean, given that there is some resistance, obviously, from the powers that be in this country, but what is the King's main objective coming out?
Well, it is, talking about the good work that he does. I mean, we know he's a big advocate for climate change. We know that Camilla has done incredible work with domestic violence victims. We're going to see that running through this tour. Of course, we're going to meet Indigenous populations. That's very important. Of course, the box ticking of a royal tour. We're going to go and meet the Prime Minister. We're going to go to the Governor's house. But it is all about the people. So getting out, seeing as many people as possible. And I think you'll see that side of Charles and Camilla.
Rusty. Sarah and I have been reporting on this all morning. It's one of the great things to do, to go to the races.
I've heard,
especially 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, when the Australian wildlife really comes into its own. Do you think he'll be game enough to go to the races after all?
Well, I think, this is a bit of a posturing, perhaps, by the race managers. But wouldn't it be great if he was there?
Yeah.
And it's a race in his name, after all. But as you said, he's got to pace himself. Maybe there is a down day on Saturday. Maybe make a cameo appearance. And if he does, I'll be riding on his coattails all the way there, I think.
Well, I think he's got his personal trainer here is Chris Waller in the horse sense. He's got a few horses with him. So,
he does, yeah.
There you go. I think it's on.
Well, let's see.
We've called it here. We've called it here. He's going to be there.
I'll see you there if it is.
Especially the calls at 5:30 in the afternoon from all those eastern suburbs types. Aha!
Oi, King!
Aha! All that stuff. Good on you, Rusty.
Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and...
What's my name again?
Oh, my goodness. Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
That never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?